come to my layer panel here and just say options and say convert to smart object. Then I'll come to my filter and I'll say liquify. Then in my liquify, I'll choose the first option here and just pass through and put it like this, and I'll say okay. Then the next thing which I want to do is just come to my filter again and just say noise, then add noise. Then here I'll put my amount to 18. I'll leave it uniform. Then monochromatic, I'll just put it a check and I'll say okay. Then the next thing, I'll come to my adjustment and I'll just put a gradient map and I'll put it the blending mode to multiply. Then the next thing I would do is just come to my gradient here and just select the gradient which I want. Photoshop has different kinds of gradients and you can feel free to choose whatever you feel like here. I'll go with my gradient which I want and I'll choose this preset and I'll say okay. The next thing I will do is come to my adjustment again and just add another gradient map. Then I'll say okay. Then I'll leave this one to normal and I'll just say okay here and I'll just choose another gradient, and this time I'll go with this and I'll say okay. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to come to my layer here and just select my mask here and I'll press command backspace or control backspace to fill it up with black. So the next thing which I want to do is come to my brush and select it, then just bring out some highlights from the second gradient, and I'll say okay here, and I think this is good. I'll just now add the final touch to it where I'm just going to put some text, and I will just go to my text panel here and just type in side effect. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to drop down this and I'm just going to bring this one down here and I'll just highlight everything, then just try to increase the size of it, and I'll just try to bring it closer to each other, just like this, and I'll say okay. I'll just move this here like to this, and now I'm just going to come back to my layer panel here and just say option, then say convert to smart object. So then the next step which I'm going to do here is that I'll come to my filter, then come to my Liquify and just try to play around with our side effect, maybe like this, or maybe it's too much, let me just try to put it like this, and I'll say okay. And that's how you create your effect inside of Photoshop. And I hope you have learned something. This is A.B. Benson, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.